people, this is the match reaction for the game that just happened. Man City 3, Aston Villa 1. And what did I say, people, in my previous video? My match preview, what did I say? I said if we make mistakes against Man City, they're going to punish us. And what happens in the first half? Mistakes FC, man. Mistakes FC. But before we get into that, let's touch on the lineup. Of course, Luka Dean's in there, and I'm thinking, yo, why is Alex Moreno not there? You lot seen him when he came on today. He was a bright spark. He was more attacking. You know, he's got a bit more about him. I thought Luka Dean, he hasn't really got pace. You know, he wasn't getting up the pitch as much as Alex Moreno did when he came on. And I thought with that lineup, Alex Moreno should have started. And of course, Tyrone Mings, he never started. I'm not sure what happened with him. Of course, Callum Chambers came in. And we'll touch on Callum Chambers because, bruv, we need Diego Carlos back ASAP, innit? We need Diego Carlos back ASAP, man. We're missing him right now. In fact, we need another centre-back. We need another centre-back, man. Because I have to say, people, that first half was comical, innit? The defending was absolutely atrocious, man. We'll touch on the first goal. What was it? The corner kick. As usual, Villa, we can't defend corners, man. Literally comes in. Rodri spins a player. I think Kamara tried to mark him, spins him. And I have to say it was a good header from him, but the defending should have been better there, man. It was, and even the other goals as well. What was it? When Thingy, what's his name? Callum Chambers. Where's the communication with doing Emi Martinez, bro? I have to say Emi Martinez perhaps should have done better as well with the communication and stuff. But Callum Chambers, bro, just leave the ball. Emi Martinez had it. We literally gifted him the goal. Gifted him it. Literally, man, once again. And we could have avoided those kind of goals that we conceded. But yeah, man, it's frustrating. And of course, the third one, people, of course, it has to be in it. Jack Grealish, bruv. Jacob Ramsey, like, that wasn't a penalty, bruv. That wasn't a penalty. Literally, Ramsey tapped him, and then Grealish makes it look more exaggerate. He exaggerates it, basically. He makes it look more worse than it was. That's Jack Grealish for you, people. Us Villa fans will already know that, but of course, he's going to make more out of it than it was. But Jacob Ramsey, perhaps he shouldn't have, used his hands to, try to get the ball. I thought that wasn't a penalty. And of course, like I said, Jack Grealish was going to make more out of it than it was. And I have to say, people, all those goals that we conceded, it could have been avoidable, man. It could have been avoidable, man. Like the penalty, I don't think that was a penalty. The first goal could have been better defending. And of course, the other goal as well, Callum Chambers, Emi Martinez, the communication there could have been better, man. Could have been better. All those goals could have been avoidable, man. But I have to say, people, first half, it was lackluster, man. Like, bro, the whole team, like, it was poor in it. Like, there wasn't urgency. There wasn't, there wasn't that urgency to drive up the pitch, create chances. There wasn't that creativity, that spark. Man City had all the possession. They were dominating us, pinning us back. We had no attacking threat at all in that first half. And then touching on the second half, I thought we were much better when the substitutions came. And when we scored that goal, in fact. When we scored that goal, I felt like Villa, we had a bit more about us. We were a bit more attacking. And there was a bit more urgency. When Unai Emery made those substitutions, I thought, yeah, come on, let's go. You lot saw when Coutinho came on. I have to say, people, Coutinho coming off the bench the past few games under Unai, he's showing that he has something about him. He's got that creativity. And I have to say, people, those those substitutions, those players that came on today, they need to start they need to start against Arsenal. They have to start, people. You lot seen John Duran, when he came on, he could have finished that, You see that shot that he took when he hit the crossbar? Bruv, if that went in, just know, bruv, I would have been shameless even though if we lost. Duran, he's got something about him. He's got something about him, man. He's got that spark. He's got that pace. You can see when the balls are getting pinged to him, he was holding the ball up. He's got pace. He's got that tenacity about him, man. And I really like the look of him. Like I said, all those substitutions that came on today, I feel like they need to start against Arsenal. Leon Bailey, I thought he was up to it. I felt like he was poor. Didn't really have anything about him. He wasn't running at the players. I know Man City, they're a great team, and of course they were going to thrive under, what this whole situation about them was about. I felt like, they were always going to show up and, try impose themselves. But I do feel like Leon Bailey could have done better, man. I felt like he could have done better. And touching on Ollie Watkins, people, respect to him, 100th appearance, and he scored a goal as well. And he's been, he's been good. He's scoring goals and he's doing his job. So I can't blame him at all. But just other players in the first half, I have to say, it was lackluster. It was poor. But of course, when we made those substitutions, and big up to Unai Emery for identifying those players, bringing them on, and we made more impact. We were more attacking. You know, we had a bit more about us. And I felt like just even if we started them players, you know, at the start of the game, you know, starting Alex Moreno instead of Luka Dean, you know, perhaps maybe starting Duran, you know, we possibly could have caused more threats in the first half, especially against Manchester City. You lot seen spells of where we played good football. We had spells like in the, I'll say 75th minute, 80th minute, around that mark, where we were causing Man City pressure. We were causing them pressure. We slightly had them on ropes. But then, of course, you know, like I said, it was too late. It was too late, man. And like I said, all those players that came on today, they need to start against Arsenal. Like I said, people, it's disappointing because I literally called it. I literally called it before this game ago. If we make mistakes, it's going to cost us, man. And what happens in the first half? Mistakes, man. Mistakes. And the 3 goals that could have been avoidable. And like I said, it is disappointing. And of course, we got Arsenal on Saturday, like I said, next week. So that's another tough game. And yeah, season rolls on. And I have to say, Unai Emery, you know, we had spells where we played good football. Of course, Man City, like I said, they were always going to turn up. They were always going to impose themselves. Like I said, that situation that is surrounding them, they were always going to, you know, play their football and get a result. And of course, they won the game. But I do feel like, Villa, we could have done something more. But it is what it is. And yeah, people, we move on to Arsenal. And of course, the vlogs are going to be back on Saturday. Match reaction as well. And before that as well, check out for the match preview for the Arsenal game. Tactical Villain Show, of course, is going to be out as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the game, people. Disappointing, of course. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all of that. Share the video as well, people. And I'm out, man. Up the Villa.